Manchester United's plans for 2026 are coming out, and they're very exciting plans. They're very good plans, and the players that United are hoping to bring in 2026 are the right kind of players. Which ones will be looking to bring in January? Which ones are they looking to bring in the summer? What is the latest on all of the following names? Elliot Anderson, Baleba, Wharton, Semenyo, João Gomez, and Mark Guehi. Why should United fans be excited about the future, and why could these transfer targets change everything for United? We're going to talk about the latest on those players, the latest transfer news, but updates on Guehi Lacey being very close to making his debut, almost made the bench versus Sunderland, and expected to make the bench soon when Ahmad and Mbuma go off to AFCON. We're going to talk about Dorgu having a very impressive game for Denmark. Dorgu's had a good international break. I thought Dorgu was decent last game for United, and I think he should be our starting left wing back over Delo. I know he's raw, I know he's inconsistent, but I strongly believe that there will be a good player in Dorgu. We need a left wing back for sure. He's raw, he's young, he's inconsistent, but I think Dorgu's a decent player. I think he's being written off too early by fans. And we're going to talk about Zirkzee wanting his move. So, hello, and welcome back to Alice Talks Football, and welcome back to your 10-minute news roundup. If you're new to the channel, every single evening between about 9:30 and 10:30, I drop a video giving you a 10-minute roundup of all the news about Man United in that day, so you guys are super up to date. I do apologise that this video is going to go out at 11, but I was in London today for like 12 hours, had a really long day, but did some really cool shoots that we're going out on Statue Labs channel soon. And then I got back and the fire alarm battery must have gone. And I would try to record and then I just had blib, blib. Oh my, it made me go mental. It took me like an hour to fix because I changed the batteries and it still bleeped and something was wrong with it. And if it starts bleeping during this recording, I'm going to go mental. Not that you care. You obviously want the news. But if I hear one bleep in this recording, that is it. Let's get into it. So, Nathan Salt actually said loads today, and I'm only going to get into a little bit of what he said, and I'm going to touch upon the surface of what he said, but he said a lot of stuff today, and a lot of good information. I think Nathan Salt is a good journalist. He's probably one of the best sources of information in Man United space. I think he's one of the best people, in my personal opinion, good connections to the academy. And he said, expect United to be watching the Mark Guehi situation with interest given his contract will be expiring in 6 months. The feeling is Liverpool will win the Guehi situation. The feeling is Guehi's going to go to Liverpool, but you never know with Liverpool's poor season. You never know. You never know. We are Manchester United. We surprise people. I think he probably will go Liverpool. But Maguire, new contract, can't really get him to sign a new deal because he wants a bit more money than we're willing to give him. We lost Lindelof. We lost Evans. We didn't replace them. If we're in Europe, we're going to need another centre-back. I'd love us to get Mark Guehi. I think he's going to go Liverpool. But again, United looking at the right kind of players, which is good to see. He also says Anton Semenyo is one to watch. Liverpool obviously the favourites, but we do like Semenyo. As I touched upon in my video earlier, Amorim took Semenyo out for dinner. Man United made a bid for Semenyo. Semenyo was somewhat open to joining, but maybe didn't like the wage offer. You know, United have an interesting relationship with Semenyo, and you can't rule out a move there. And if I'm looking at the dream window, it's two of Anderson, Wharton, and Baleba, with one of them being Anderson, the other one being either Baleba or Wharton. Guehi and Semenyo, that is the dream window. The fact that Manchester United want players that are considered our dream realistic signings in 2026 is great, because under Ten Hag, we've been linked to this player and that player, and I'm like, but I don't want us to buy this player, and I don't want us to buy that player. I want us to buy this player and that player. Whereas I feel like lately, since Amorim's come in the door, I'm like, I want Mbuma and Cunha, and we get Mbuma and Cunha. Oh, I want two of these players. Okay, Wharton and Anderson is who we go for. Like, it's really exciting, I think, because Man United are actually going. And the new transfer plan is going for the players that we want them to go for. You know, I think when we went for Mason Mount, nobody was like, I want us to sign Mason Mount. No offense. I think he's been good lately. Do you know what I mean? We were like, we want Caicedo, but we went for Mount. We're like, we want Anderson, and we're going for Anderson. We want Semenyo, we're looking at Semenyo. We want Guehi, we're looking at it. What we know on Semenyo is there's a 65 million release clause, which is 60 plus 5, and it will decrease slightly in summer. So this is technically Bournemouth's best time to sell, but he will never go below 50 million. We may learn of a potential suitor for Semenyo in December, and if he leaves Bournemouth, it could happen very quickly. I think he's going to go Liverpool or Arsenal, but this deal could happen quick. Man United said if the right player is available in January, they will go for him. Man United have a list of targets for 2026. I believe it is Guehi, Semenyo, and two of Anderson, Baleba, Wharton. Now, United believe that pretty much all those players are available in the summer, not January. But Semenyo might be available in January. And I think United, even though he's not necessarily someone we probably need till the summer, I think United will look at it in January. I don't know if we'll get him, but I think we'll be looking at it. Anyway, Nathan Salt said, senior figures at United do not believe Anderson, Morton or Baleba are likely in the winter window, but don't rule out a more low-cost move such as Wolves' João Gomez. I think we either get Baleba and Anderson in the summer. I think Wharton's going to go Madrid or somewhere else. I think we either get Baleba and Anderson in the summer, a bit like how we pulled off Cunha and Mbumo when people only thought we were going to get one of the two. Or we get João Gomez in January and one of Baleba or Anderson in the summer. To be honest, as much as I want a midfielder in January, I'd rather get Baleba and Anderson as our two midfield signings and leave João Gomez. I do like João Gomez, but he's not Baleba and Anderson. I'd rather wait till the summer, get Baleba and Anderson, and get Semenyo in January. But I do think when I'm looking at Man United's transfer plans, maybe João Gomez in January, maybe Semenyo in January, Guehi, Baleba, Wharton, Anderson looking at the summer. Those transfer plans, I think, generally could put us in a title race. Maybe I'm being too positive. Maybe I'm being too optimistic. But I'm like, that is the perfect window. That could put us in a title race next season. Look, I don't know how Ruben Amorim's going to do with all those players, and we don't know about injuries and stuff. But I think we have a good team, and that's why I put a lot of pressure on Amorim to finish in the top 8. Because I think if Amorim finishes 10th, he's failed. I think our team is arguably a top 6 team, but because we finished 15th last season, let's get in the top 8 at least. I think we have I think if we added those players, like some of those players, oh my, I think we'd be a phenomenal side. I think we could push titles. Maybe I'm getting a bit ahead of myself here, but imagine Anderson and Wharton in our midfield. Guehi can come in and stabilise the defence. Semenyo can come in as another option at wing back or 10. I think that's a title winning squad. Maybe I'm nuts. I maybe overrate our players. Anyway, talking of our players, I want to talk about Dorgu, Shea Lacey, Zirkzee, and then I want to touch upon some more news on Wharton and Baleba. So Dorgu got a goal today, made 5 tackles, 4 clearances, 10 duels won, 8 recoveries, 3 chances created, 1 big chance created, 1 block, 1 deception. Dorgu had a phenomenal game for Denmark. Dorgu was really, really good. Obviously, they lost to Scotland, 2 late goals conceded, but Dorgu had a really good game. And I think that Dorgu is a bright talent. We saw elements of it in pre-season. He looked really bright in some pre-season games. And I generally think Dorgu is better than Delo, should be playing left wing back. I think he's raw. I think he has bad games. I think he has a bad cross in him. But I was all round. I thought his game versus Tottenham was one of the better performers. I like Dorgu, and I think people are writing him off quite quickly. I think people are forgetting that he's like 20. And I think he is our best left wing back option. I think we need an upgrade, someone with experience. But we've got Dorgu, Leon, and Amas for the future. I just think we need someone ready-made that's happy to play left wing back and right wing back, because I find when we play 2 fullbacks at wing back, we're quite negative. But when we have at least Ahmad at right wing back, we're a bit more positive. And I think we need someone at left wing back that could add that positivity. So I think Dorgu is probably a back 4 player. Talking of Semenyo coming in, I think if Semenyo came in, it would probably be because we've let someone go to have the room for him, because Zirkzee is seen as a 10, Semenyo can play 10 and wing back. Now, Zirkzee is keen to join Roma. The player's attracted by playing for Gasparini. Obviously, Roma managers have a record of working with forwards. Roma have had interest in Zirkzee for a while. Zirkzee's not happy. He's not playing minutes. I think if Zirkzee doesn't get any minutes in these next 2 games, now Sesko is injured, I think that will confirm that Zirkzee will leave in January. Also, AFCON is maybe Zirkzee's chance, but I think it could be a chance for Shea Lacey. This is one of the other things Nathan Salt mentioned, who's very closely connected with the academy. Shea Lacey is a clear frontrunner to make his first team debut between now and January. Lacey is understood to be very close to making the bench for the Sunderland game before falling 1 place short. We've got Mbumo and Ahmad leaving for AFCON soon. Shea Lacey has been impressing Ruben Amorim in training probably more than anyone else. Apparently, Guehi has formally agreed to join Liverpool, but it's not a very good source, so just checking some news there. But yeah, sorry, I think that Shea Lacey's got a big opportunity coming up very soon. And going into final bits and bobs, Nathan Salt actually said in his article, having missed out on Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham previously, there are those at United who think they can simply not miss out on the best young English players again. And potentially that's why United could look at putting all their resources into making Anderson the rebuild of their midfield. United missed out on Declan Rice. They don't want to miss out on a Declan Rice type player again. And I think right now it looks like United could go all in for Anderson. I think Wharton is someone we like. Baleba's the one that's probably most realistic and we've done most of the groundwork for. But I think with how good Anderson has been lately, I think United are going to put it all into Elliot Anderson. Anyway, people, thank you for watching today's 10-minute roundup. See you next time. Bye.